You remember that toy that came out in the 90s and the 2000s?
Max Steel, fighting for good with the strength of steel. The adventure continues as Max trains in a secret warehouse. Psycho has created an evil robot to take him down. Beat it, Tin Can. What the? Psycho. Nice try, Psycho.
Yeah, it was great. But they've just ruined it by making this complete piece of shit.
Max Steel with electric rapid kick action comes with exploding robot. Batteries not included.
First Transformers, now Max Steel. What next? I cannot believe I went from reviewing a masterpiece like The Accountant to then reviewing this. What's this world coming to? Hi guys, Harry Thomas here, and I apologise for making this video a complete rant, but I have to express my anger because I loved the toy Max Steel at the time because I was a kid in the 2000s and it was great. It was the ultimate toy for boys, whereas the girls had Barbie, but they have just disgraced that toy by making this atrocity. Well, Max Steel is directed by Stuart Heller and tells the story of a guy named Max who gets these powers, who has all the powers of the universe. He has this girl who just follows him and falls in love with him instantly for reasons. And he's of course the chosen one. He's the one that's to save the world from the most boring cliched, one-dimensional villain ever. What the fuck were the writers thinking? Did they even try with this script? So, of course, Max Steel has been panned by critics, and it's only grossed like 2 million at the box office. It's completely bombing, and I see why. Because this film was an absolute chore to sit through from start to finish. It blew me away how bad it was. I mean, where do I start with the bad? But can I think of any good things about the movie? In fact, scratch that. There's nothing redeeming about this film at all. Now let's talk about the things this film got epically wrong. The protagonist of this film, Max Steel, is a terrible protagonist. He is, without question, the worst protagonist I have seen all year. He does nothing heroic. He's completely despicable. He's not relatable at all. He has no character or no personality whatsoever. So why are we supposed to care about him? Why are we supposed to root for him? And the love interest in this film, she is the worst written female character I have seen in a long time. Goodness, she just falls in love with him immediately and follows him around. She has nothing better to do and just wants to fuck him all the time, basically. But why? What has he done that would ever make her fall in love with him? Nothing. Writers, love doesn't just happen instantly. You show love, you don't tell. It's one of the worst written romances I've ever seen. If you thought Padme and Anakin's romance was cringeworthy, this is 10 times worse. Well, it's not as bad as Anna and Christian's romance in 50 Shades of Grey. Oh, that was just, that romance belonged in hell, but this romance is still terrible. And was at least his robot companion in the movie enjoyable and fun, because he of course provides the comic relief? He wasn't! Of course not! He was annoying as shit! Oh, he's worse than Jar Jar Binks. I know you think I'm crazy, but he is. And the villain is one of the worst villains of the year. He had nothing to him whatsoever. He's barely worth mentioning. I don't remember anything about him. You can tell he's the villain the second he enters. just the all around the performances are all atrocious. Nobody gives a single good performance in the entire film. Well, pretty much because they knew this film was shit, so why did they bother trying? I don't blame them, but it's not their fault. It's, of course, the material they were given. The direction by Stuart Heller, I wouldn't recommend seeing a movie from him ever again after this. He'd better make a good movie to make up for this if he wants to redeem himself, because the direction and the writing, oh my god, was out of this world levels of bad. The writing and the script is a complete mess and all over the place. I don't think there's even a single story to be found here. Was even the action entertaining? Oh hell no, it was boring, unengaging. I apologise guys, but I have to spoil some things because I want to prevent you from wasting your time with this film, because we face it, we all knew it was going to be bad. I mean, a Mad Max live action film, who the fuck thought that was a good idea anyway? If you're gonna make a movie based on a toy, why not do it a Mad Max movie animated? That would be fun at least. And remember the animated Transformers movies from the 80s? They were great. They were much better than the live action Michael Bay movies. First, they've ruined Transformers and now they've ruined Mad Max. What other classic toy are they gonna ruin next? Towards the end of the film, when his mother's in peril, he's calling this guy saying, "Can you please find my mum?" And the guy on the phone tells him, "This is very important, I can get you to her," but he just hangs up. What the fuck? You were gonna find your mother and do you not care? Get your ass over there and save her, you horrible human being. But what do you expect? This movie's based off a toy. You could just make a better Max Steel film with your Max Steel toys. So Max Steel is one of the biggest abominations of the year, in case you haven't found out. This, Norm of the North, and Nine Lives are the three worst movies I've seen this year. Norm of the North is still the absolute worst, but boy does this come close. I give Max Steel 0 stars out of 5. Let's hope we don't have to sit through any more shit like this year, but on the positive side, Doctor Strange comes out next week. I'm really looking forward to that. Hopefully that's going to be a great movie. Well, I love you guys. Thank you all for watching. And what do you think of Mad Max? Please comment, let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow me on Twitter and Google+, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, guys.